Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is Rebecca, and I am going to do the third part of Tantalize by Cynthia Letic Smith. Um, this the third part of this is really interesting. We kind of learn like at the end of it. The first part, I don't know. I just it was kind of boring. Obviously, still working with I guess, like the menu of the place or the um, not menu, but like the kind of running the business part of the restaurant. So if you like restaurant type books, I think this would be way up your alley. But if you don't really you want a vampire kind of suspense type of book, this is not the book to pick up. We just now gotten into the part where Brad kind of says to, like, he made everybody a vampire. I don't think Ruby's a vampire. Now, my thought was Ruby's a vampire and she's the one that killed Vago. But I actually think that Brad killed Vago now that we're getting closer to the story. But I don't think that kind of that never relayed anything. He was working at a different. We find out that he works at a different restaurant, and the main character finds out. Quincy finds out, and I don't know what to think about it. It's just it's kind of like poorly executed. I understand why a lot of people don't like this because it is really poorly executed. Like the cops only show there twice. We have a bunch of murders, a bunch of kids missing, but there's no there's no part of it where it's like, oh, this is it's not really explaining who these people were or how they got captured or any of the FBI or police investigation, which I love. I love when you know people do that or people investigate in the story. But yeah, and also Brad being the killer, I don't think Brad's really a bad guy. I think he's definitely more like Dracula, but maybe not. And the fact that this is the first book of the series, and the fact that the second book is about an angel and a vampire falling in love, like legit doesn't really relate to a restaurant setting or the fact that Quincy's the main character. I love Quincy as the main character, but I kind of want more okay, the second book should have Quincy and it should explore her themes and her about finding Dracula and stuff like that. That's what I want because Quincy kills Dracula. In the end, Quincy's gonna die. Period. You know. So yeah, that's what I want. So this one is not living up to the expectation. I am gonna read the second book because I do have the second book and the third book. There is a fourth book out there. I don't know if I'm gonna pick that up and read it. I might pick it up from the library. This one probably right now is closer to a 2.5 to me because I do like some of the characters in there. I do think that her drinking wine is acceptable, but she's questioning everything. She's questioning, oh, the food that has blood in it, the wine that has blood in it, this that has blood in it. So I'm going to be turned into a vampire, and I'm like, why, 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 why are you going to be turned into a vampire? like I just don't get it. you didn't get bitten, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so another thing, but I am really liking Kieran. Kieran's gonna be one of my favorite. He's my favorite character in this because he's like very, he understands what's going on and he's not like influenced. Whereas Quincy is influenced, which to me is another flaw because Quincy, the human in Dracula, if you read Dracula, you know that he's not like this whatever character. He's actually willing because of the fact that he dated not Mina, but I think the other girl. I forget what her name was, but he dated a girl, and the fact that he's dating this girl, and she turns into a vampire, then he wants to kill all vampires and wants to kind of get that feel for him. So my thing was like, okay, well, she's gonna, have this lovable life, and he's gonna not be a vampire. He's gonna be human, and then he's gonna be turned into a vampire. Also, we have her uncle who's turned into a vampire, which to me is like, why? I don't understand that either. Because now I do understand the standpoint of this Henry Johnson guy, because Henry Johnson's a vampire. He wants to kind of create this vampire society, but he was looking for certain people to do it with, and he wants the restaurant to be a success. So he's definitely like trying to help Quincy with this, but Quincy is like a different character. It's based off a different character. So I don't see that her character was based off of Quincy. I feel like this is just like about a story about like kind of another YA trope kind of thing about a girl being the main character, and it's not really. I don't think it's really based on the Quincy Morris from Dracula. I love the Karen. I love the werewolf, and I also really, really like Ruby now. She's very more seductive, and even though she's very like seductive, she's also very like you kind of get to know part of her. But I'm this far done, so I mean, literally, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think Quincy's gonna die. I really, because my whole thought was, oh, she's gonna be a vampire hunter. She's gonna learn a vampire hunter. This is the first book, so they don't want to like go into all that. Like they don't want to like, So I don't know. Hoping this gets even better, but we'll see. It's actually gotten progressively worse with the story. I think in the beginning it was really good. It was a strong beginning, but like I think because they introduced the crime, they introduced all that stuff, but I think like later on it's just like it's lacking in the story. It's lacking into the character development. It's lacking in the plot. It's lacking in like all different kinds of stuff. And I'm not going to say that this book is like really bad. There's some people that rated it at 4 stars. I don't see myself rating this or rereading it again because I feel like it's not really a take on Dracula. We have Brad or Henry Johnson, which goes by Bradley because Brad the Impaler, basically a name, a show name. But Henry is the main guy, main corporate in this book. But yeah, I don't know if I like it. It was okay. It's okay. It's just not like, it's not quenching my needs. Another thing is we haven't seen a lot of the homeless guy coming around there. I don't know if it's because of the vampire situation or whatnot. We haven't seen him there. So I'm kind of like, is he dead? I don't know what's going on, stuff like that. So I'm hoping this will get better, but I really doubt it because we only have like a tiny bit left, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna get better. I also feel like this book is not. It's not like there are some tropes that I love. Like I love like serial killer and death type stuff, like murder mysteries, stuff like that. And this one, it's not capturing. It's just I would agree with some people that it is boring. It's not really like if you really like the restaurant society, it does explain that a lot better, like how the management and making a restaurant into something different is, which I don't really have any experience in, but I think that's a good part of the book. A bad part of this book is just the way it progresses and the way the characters progress. Like we have Quincy and she starts drinking alcohol, but it's kind of closer to the beginning of the book. So we don't really see who she is in like terms of she doesn't drink alcohol. But then I think, well, Quincy Morris from Dracula, he drinks alcohol too, so it makes sense. Like to me, and I was like, that makes sense. So I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. And then obviously she gets like, oh, you're so pure, and you're gonna. I don't know. It's just like she she's gonna turn into a vampire basically, and I'm like, okay, like that's not what happened to Morris. Morris never turned into a vampire. He died in the book, but I don't think he ever turned into a vampire in Dracula. I don't think he turned into a vampire, or maybe he was bitten and like they had to kill him because he was going to turn into a vampire. But these vampire hunters, they kill vampires. So the fact that her uncle is a vampire, Ruby might be still a vampire. I don't know yet. And obviously Brad is a vampire. I already caught that from the first when we first got introduced to Brad. I already think he's a vampire, and I was right in my prediction. That was good. But I want the book to not be as predictable. I want it to be surprise me. I want me to be surprised that Brad is definitely not a vampire. So he shouldn't have been a vampire, and then I would be really surprised. So the fact that he's a vampire and he's got all his vampire friends, that doesn't surprise me. I'm like, yeah, that's creepy. What is that light? Hello? That's scary. Anyway, let's not focus on that. Anyway, so I'm really excited about finishing this up. I only have like 8 chapters to go. I'm in the next section, which is Dulce. So this section was called, I don't even know. It was called, hey, it's got a cat. It's actually got a freaking first part. It was called Secondo. So yeah. Anyway, so that is it. Just, I don't know. If you have read this book, please comment down below what was your favorite, why you like this book. I know there's some reviews on Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube. There's reviews on YouTube about this book, and some people thought it was really good, and some people thought it was like, sucky. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this talk about the third part of the book. I'm looking forward to reading the last part and sharing you my thoughts to see what this book concludes and how it wraps up everything. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next video. And just give a thumbs up, comment down below, leave a like, whatever, smiley face, leave a heart, I don't care. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.